Hey, what's up, guys? It's Powerbang here. Today I wanted to take you through 3 of our recent war raids and kind of demonstrate how to properly kill the enemy clan castle troops, as they are the most dangerous defense structure or building or whatever you want to call them that an opposing base can have. They can really ruin a raid if you haphazardly send your troops in or don't think about how to properly lure them out. So first, what I want to do is walk through three bases and figure out, what the best way to lure the clan castle troops are with as little housing space as possible, because you want to keep that housing space available for your army that you're going to send in to actually wreck the base. So looking at number 11 here, Darkman 007, it's a popular version of the town hall base called the General. If you click the clan castle here, you notice that the radius of the clan castle does not really come outside the walls, so sending in a giant or golem or some other troop, a barbarian even, you're not going to get the lure without using some sort of defense-seeking troop that ignores walls. And your two choices there are balloons or hog riders. So when you look at a base, you try to figure out what's going to be more efficient. Is it going to be a balloon or 2 or 3? Sometimes you'll need even more than that. But for this base, you look at the air defense coverage, you'll notice that it does not cover this bottom archer tower, and that archer tower is in range of the clan castle radius. So this is a safe building to lure from. I would drop probably 3 balloons on that building. The reason being, 2 will kill it. But as it comes into range here, it's going to be taking fire, and the more troops that they have in a clan castle, if they have, say, a large number of archers, they could have 20 archers in that clan castle. If you only send 2 balloons, you risk not getting the more powerful troops packed in at the end, such as wizards or witches, that could really do significant damage to your raid. So make sure when you do your lure that you send enough troops to actually get it done. What's a big mistake that I see a lot of people do is they'll take only 2 hog riders and they'll send them into the bottom of a base, and when that happens, they come in here and maybe they trip a giant bomb that's outside the wall here and they die instantly, and they only get 3 archers out of the clan castle. Well, that essentially bought them nothing. They wasted 10 housing space, and they send their armory in and it dies anyways. So what you want to do is you really want to make sure that you send enough to get the job done when it comes to the lure. To recap on this base, you check the clan castle radius, you realize you can get to this archer tower down here, and you should be good to go on your lure. As far as where you take the troops once they're all out of the clan castle, step 2 to any successful Town Hall 9 or above raid, or really any raid in general, it's a good practice. You want to bring those troops over to where you can cripple the base the most. And for any Town Hall 9 or above, that's going to be the Archer Queen. That Archer Queen has to die in order for you to get a 3-star raid on this base, and any base really that has an Archer Queen. She is a very, very high damage output troop, and can distract your troops from behind walls. This one is not placed optimally, very easy kills. So if I was attacking this base, I'm going to definitely send my balloons into this archer tower here. You're going to get all the troops out, come into the balloons. The cool thing about balloons is if you send enough and they're alive once the troops approach them, you're going to see them crash down, and the splash damage from their explosion will kill archers and level 5 or below witches or wizards, excuse me. So once those troops are all out, you're going to bring them over to this army camp location over here. You'll drop your kill squad, and your kill squad will consist of Barch troops for distraction. Those can be barbarians, archers, etc. You need to be careful with archers because they do have the same range as witches. So when you use archers for a distraction, when enemy melee troops approach them and kill them, the next target they switch to could be your witches, and that's bad. So I would highly recommend throwing down barbarians initially, and as they approach the enemy clan castle troops, drop down a couple witches behind them and a couple wizards behind your witches, and backed up finally by the Archer Queen. I will demonstrate this here in a minute when we go through these raids and kind of show you the recap of how it turned out. So let's move on to the next base and figure out exactly where the lure is on number 12 here, you'll notice this lure is also a little bit offset, and it's a much easier lure. The radius comes outside the walls. You could probably get this with a giant, no problem. And it's your choice really how you want to lure. But if you'll notice on this base, there's this empty location here, and typically you're going to find either a Tesla or a giant bomb in that location. And this base does look very prime for hog riders to come in and ruin it, due to the fact there's no real double giant bomb locations anywhere. So if you were to lure with hog riders in this scenario, they're going to jump over this wall, and if you send them in to target this archer tower, they're going to jump over the wall and trip a giant bomb if it happens to be in that location. So you're getting a 2-for-1 there, where you're tripping a bomb and you're also getting this lure out. So I would send 3 hogs, maybe 4, stagger them a little bit so the first hogs trip the bomb, and the ones behind don't necessarily take all the damage from that, so they live a little bit longer and they get the lure done. Once that happens, you're looking at this base, where you're going to take them. Again, remember, you want to take on the archer queen as your second step. So where is she at? Oh, she's down here on the bottom right. So to access her, we're going to want to bring all of those troops that we just lured, we're going to want to bring them down here. And we can anchor onto this building with an archer, and very cheaply lure all of those troops that we pulled out across the base. And then when they get there, throw down a few barbarians. You're going to back those up with witches, and then behind those witches you're going to have a couple wizards and your archer queen. Now that combination will take care of really any troop combination that you'll find in an enemy clan castle. Ideally, this is a very tricky spot actually to perform this on this base, but I was trying to make sure that there was a 2-for-1 type scenario where those troops, after they dispatch of the enemy clan castle troops, go into this location and not only trip this giant bomb that's here, but also take the queen out. So it's a kind of a technical lure, but at the same time you're able to accomplish multiple things by choosing the proper lure location. If this were a different base, you might come all the way over here to the side because you have all this room to work and it's out of range of enemy defense. So let's check out the next base. Alright, here. So we've got number 13, and this base again has an offset clan castle. You'll notice that there is some room outside the wall here where you could get a lure with giants in, because they will get into this area, the CC radius, before breaking any walls, and that would work just fine. An easy way to do it also would be to send some balloons in here and clear some of these buildings out. You might be able to adjust the pathing for hogs around maybe a giant bomb in this location, and also this location. So there are some creative ways to make sure that you get your lure done. You could send hog riders in to really, any one of these locations, and when you pull the troops out, you want to make sure that you're taking them to a spot that's advantageous for you. Now, I believe what Drew does here is, this is a really, really slick raid. He brings those troops up to the top, and he does the same thing. He drops his barbarians as a distraction, backs those up with 2 witches, couple wizards, his archer queen, and they go ahead and out of the defensive range, they take care of those enemy troops very quickly, and he's able to come in with a golem, destroy all of the defenses in this compartment, and at the same time he's able to trip the double giant bomb location here. This will also get the attention of the queen, and he's able to take her out, I believe, with his queen. So excellent job at scouting the base, getting the lure, and then taking it to the proper location where he can do the job that he needs to do. So without further ado, let's go back and check out a couple of these attacks. We want to pay attention to the methods that we're using here, and that is get your lure done, bring them to a spot that's advantageous for you to kill them, which is almost always going to be in front of the queen, and then move in, take out the queen, and then commence with the rest of your raid. So let's go ahead and fire up this attack by Because on number 11. So his first step is he's going to bring in 3 balloons. They're going to approach this archer tower here. It's only going to take 2 shots to kill that archer tower, but you see the clan castle troops spilling out, and then they proceed onto the mortar. Now, as they get shot down, watch how many troops that took out. Look at that. That's probably 10, 12 archers that went down. He's only got a couple left and a couple wizards and a witch. So he brings them over to the side here, drops 2 witches, 2 wizards. You'll notice the barbarians in front for distraction. The skeletons move up, take out his clan castle troops. His archer queen and his wizards are going to do the bulk of the work clearing troops. You'll see him put his golem down, and he's going to move in to basically tank the enemy archer queen. And the heroes, as soon as they get in range of her, lock on. They go over and knock her out. So as soon as the queen is done, you see that he's able to start the rest of his raid, which is Hog Riders in from the top right. They're going to basically come through the base. He's got heal spells waiting in known giant bomb locations. This actually was the first attack on that on this base, but when Teslas did not pop in those top 2 compartments, he knew that there was going to be giant bombs there. Very strange version of the general base. Normally there are double giant bombs above the air defenses, and he chose to use all single bombs for some reason. So very little risk to some of the Hog Riders here. He had heals waiting where he needed them. He moves through the base. Basically, the only risk he's got here is this Barb King and some skeletons that are chasing him through. But, you know, they've wrapped up with all the defenses, and I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward now. This raid's pretty much over. Nice job, because you pretty much flattened this base. So let's move on to the next one, and I believe that was going to be number 12, and that is going to be myself taking on number 12. And remember what we talked about, sending the hogs in on the top left to get that lure done and tripping the bomb at the same time. You'll see the bomb is there. We get that tripped. We've got the witches. I sent one more hog in to make sure that I got the lure done, and you'll notice the archer down there in the bottom right, anchored there on the elixir storage, or the pump, and the troops are coming over to take him out right now. As they approach, you're going to see the barbarians go down right here, and then the witches come right behind, and then a couple wizards, archer queen, and you'll notice the wizards that are standing back, they're busy with skeletons, and as my troops move up, they easily take them out. I drop my golem. My enemy queen locks onto the golem. Drop a couple wall breakers to bust the compartment. My heroes come in behind, and at the same time I'm killing this queen. She's dead. I've tripped a giant bomb in this compartment right here. And then at this point, the queen's dead. It's time to send in the hogs. So this attack wasn't the smoothest from a heal spell location standpoint. Great second heal. The first heal was a little off. The third heal, though, as these hogs are moving through the base, this right pack, I just missed. I fat fingered it, and that's not where I wanted to put it. I wanted it more over to the right, over here where the hogs were going to path to next, but that's okay. Ended up being all right. Made it through just fine. You got the bulk of my hogs in that left pack. Fortunately, they're moving through the base just fine, clearing everything out. I've got my witches and wizards down on the bottom. Everything down there survived, and they're able to help with the cleanup of the base. So you'll notice the hogs on top have cleared all of the defenses out. They take out these 2 elixir storages here, and then they're going to clear out the rest of the skeletons and commence cleanup. But the point I wanted to make is I have all of my wizards and my witches down here on the bottom of the base, and they're still cleaning buildings up. And if it wasn't for my cleanup technique on the clan castle troops, dropping the barbs first, then the witches, then the wizards, all of those troops would likely have died and wouldn't be able to assist in the cleanup. So fast forward through the rest of this, end up with a 3-star raid, and we'll go ahead and check out the next attack, I believe on number 13. Alright, this is Drew coming in to attack their number 13. We got the balloons going down to take out the wizard tower here and move into the mortar, and it's going to get the lure done and also clear some pathing for the hogs that he's going to send in. So once he's got his lure, he's going to anchor up at the top with this archer, and wait for the troops to come over. Once they approach, he's got a couple barbarians he's going to throw down, witches behind, and then a couple wizards, and then he's got his queen. It's the exact same technique every time. You'll notice how quickly he burns through the enemy troops. Now, all of them are now dead. He's got both of his wizards, both of his witches, and his queen. None of them have taken any damage. So that's very key. The golem here is put down, and a couple wall breakers are going to come in. Heroes are sent after the golem, and as he pushes in and moves in towards the other defenses here, he's going to trip the double giant bomb location they has here, and that's going to eliminate that risk from his hogs. The queen has locked onto the king. King moves in with a jump spell to take out that queen. He sends his hogs in as soon as she's occupied, and they start moving in through the base. You'll notice how he pathed around a potential giant bomb location that he cleared with his clan castle pull. And they're moving through the core. Not a whole lot of heals needed there because it's primarily air defenses, and the only thing that can hurt him is the crossbow, and that is focused on his golem. So they're moving through the base, tearing everything up. He's taking very, very, very little damage. His hogs are sitting entirely in heal spells almost the entire time. And in each of these compartments, it's such a spread out base that there's only one or two defenses that are shooting at his pack of hogs at any given time. So you'll notice that wizard just tripped that giant bomb over there that he was able to path around with his hogs. The defenses are gone. He's taken out the enemy king now. He's ended at the king, which is very smart. And he's taken out the rest of the base. Excellent raid, Drew. This is one of the more impressive raids I've seen as far as putting everything together, getting the lure done, and tripping potential pitfalls in advance before you start the bulk of your raid. So fantastic job, and that's what you get when you properly lure the clan castle, kill them, and remove that threat before you start the raid. So I'm going to wrap this video up now. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any questions or suggestions for future content, feel free to leave those in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.